So welcome to Fairfield Arts and Culture Celebration. This is the 13th annual one that we've had with the Fairfield Cultural Alliance. This is where we gather together to speak to each other personally and as a group, and to let each other know what's going on and show appreciation for other various creative efforts. Just as an overview, I'd like to talk about the Fairfield Cultural Alliance. We were established in 2005 with the creation of our cultural and entertainment district. And since then we've been supporting arts and culture in Fairfield through events like this and advertising and marketing and international. This past 2 years it's been the World Fairfield International Festival. This year, I'll just tell you a few things we did this year. In April, the FCA applied for and received official public charity status, making our contributions to our organizations tax deductible, which was helpful. And yes, special thanks to Margarita Burr for making this happen. In June, we wrote and published the 2019 edition of the Fairfield Heritage Tour book. There's a few of those in the entryway back there. It's a pamphlet highlighting local historical sites, and this year spotlighting the bird watching exhibit at the Fairfield Carnegie Museum and the history and changes to the Fairfield Flowers and More store. This summer, we also worked with Dan Bolsom of Iowa Department of Cultural Affairs to produce a video about Fairfield's Cultural and Entertainment District. It's for online distribution around the state and the region, so we'll get some play that way. September 14th saw the second World Fairfield International Festival in our downtown square. This included a walking parade, over 20 country table exhibits, lawn games, international baking contests, and a full day of free international music and talented performances from in town and from beyond. Once again, the Fairfield Public Library, Maharishi School, the Fairfield Convention and Visitors Bureau, the City of Fairfield, Fairfield First, and many local businesses stepped up to help put on the event. Special thanks go to Kay Jacob, Richard Bell, Paul Squillo, Colleen Stone, and all the FCA board. Could you stand up, board members, and come forward? Kay and board members wave, okay? Hello. All right. Holly, you're not waving. There we go. We're the ones that get together every month and think of things to do. We do have a routine, but we also enjoy the possibilities when somebody comes to us with a creative idea. In October and November, the FCA board offered and reviewed applications for the yearly mini grants from our Cultural Trust Fund. We also reviewed and selected worthy nominees for Cultural Achievement Awards. Tonight, we will award them. At this time, we would like to make a special, we want to make a special request for others to join our board. After 10 years of holding the office of president of our board, I will be stepping down. And our distinguished secretary as well, Shanaz Kreider, will also no longer be an officer. And although we will still be available to help on the board, we just have to use our time other ways. So we meet the second Wednesday of the month at noon at Thai Deli, and the meeting starts at 12:15. So put that in your head and think about that. And actually, if you are interested, make a note on the list you signed in on. Or you can contact us at email at fairfieldculturaldistrict@gmail.com. That comes to me, and we'll get in touch with you and remind you. So, now we would like to call up our mayor, Ed Malloy, to give a report on arts and cultural plans in Fairfield from the City Hall perspective.
Thank you, Denise, and wow, congratulations on your 10 years of tenure with this organization. You really have made it something in our community, and that's really what it takes. It really takes that kind of commitment of yourself personally, and with your skill sets and your ability to network and to inspire people, you've done a wonderful, wonderful job. And you forgot to mention this year also, Fairfield Cultural District was featured by the Iowa Arts, who was it, the Iowa Arts Council? I can't remember who actually did the video, but there's a really nice video about Fairfield's cultural district. Right, so,
yeah, Iowa Department of Cultural Affairs.
Cultural Affairs, right, did that. So, good evening, everyone. Before we get started, I want to acknowledge two champions in the room, and those are the most recent candidates for the mayor's race. As I too will be stepping down at the end of the year, and that is Mayor-elect Connie Boyer and Councilman Michael Halley. You'd stand up, Michael. Connie, stand up. We are stronger as a community because this race that was run, that we all thought would never end, essentially came to a close today with a 2-vote margin. But these two candidates put forth, a wonderful vision for this community to continue on the path of growth and strength and bonding within our community. And they both had the skill sets to do it, and we knew that. And for this election to be so close was just a real testimony to, I think, the belief that we all have in ourselves as a community and what we can accomplish. But I really want to congratulate Connie as our new mayor, and very, very happy to turn the gavel over to you on January 2nd. And both Connie and Michael have connections to this organization, so we know that all of those elements will continue in the next administration and with the future councils. So the importance of art in Fairfield is, to me, about the essence of community. And we don't experience community unless we experience connectedness. And I think in Fairfield we have a very deep and dense sense of connectedness, and much of that comes through the arts. It's really fun to talk to others about how much art is expressed within our community. And it's what that means is that we all have the sense of what we're missing in our community as much as what we have in our community. Because how many people make it to every exhibit and every concert and every play and the thing is, we're talking to each other about what it is that we've missed. And what is it that we've all missed? We've missed a common experience of connectedness and unity. That's what these art events do. Whether it is an exhibit, whether it's one of the 80 to 100 performers that come through Cafe Paradiso each year, or the wonderful artist series at the convention center, there's something that really thrills the people who attend and creates that sense of connectedness in our community. And that's our foundation. That's what gives us the ability to recruit a new president for the Fairfield Cultural Alliance, because someone else wants to step up and say, I've got a vision for where Fairfield can go next, with the confidence that there are people and resources around them that will make that happen. And it's expressed everywhere. There are wonderful ideas that come out every year, incredible ideas. And being a part of that and attending these is something that, again, gives that deep, enriching feeling of community. So thank you to all of you who participate in that and give of yourselves, because what you do and what you present, we understand, is hours and hours of your own personal energy and work and your commitment to the community. And this is something that you share with love and hope to create something, another big effect within our community. And that is what's going to keep us strong and keep us going forward. You know, we've grown by 9.4% in our population since 2010, and it's not by accident. People want to live here. People want to be here. People want to be in this environment of connectedness and unity. So congratulations for the great year that you've had, and continue, please.
Yeah, definitely. So, I don't know, Connie, do you have anything that you want to say about going forward with the connection to our arts and culture in Fairfield? Sure. Okay.
And first, I'd like to put out a couple thank yous. Number one, to Ed for just being such a great leader for 18 years. We really, really do appreciate what you've done, bringing our community together, and just so many people have said what a great leader you have been. Thank you to Michael for all his contributions on City Council and with Fairfield Cultural Alliance and the many organizations that you've been involved with, Michael. I look forward to working with you going forward and getting some great things done. And Denise and Shanaz for keeping this little organization alive as a founding member. When I got off the board, I thought, can this thing continue? But what we found, and I remember at the very beginning, we were kind of disappointed because some of the major cultural things that were happening, we were having trouble bringing them in. But then we also figured out pretty quickly that our niche will be things that all those other people aren't doing. And that's really what you've done. The walking tour about our downtown is such a lovely piece that I've shared it, at our B&B so many times, and people really love that, coming downtown and looking at all the architectural details. And as a person who grew up here, there were many things that I didn't know until my adulthood, that little thing in mortar was on the corner of the drugstore, right? I never saw that as a fifth grader. Anyway, so it's such a wonderful little piece that the Cultural Alliance has done, and the fact that you give these mini grants, that's such a wonderful piece. And what I'd like to see going forward is all of our foundations, and including this one, that we as a community really think 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the ahead of us, and say, as we plan our giving, that we take a little piece of our state and find that foundation that you love and leave a legacy. So that's my challenge to you going forward. And that will live way beyond our time here. So look forward to working with all of you. Thank you for everybody coming tonight. And let's step up and help Denise and Shanaz go on to the next phase and get some creative juices going and let somebody else take over. Yep. Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. So I promised, every year we have a time when people can step up and say, hey, we open it up to people to come and if they have a project that they're working on that they want the community to know about, they should come up and talk about it. Or you can even stand wherever you are and speak out to the group as well. So if you have something that you want to announce or talk about, let me know. Okay, Meredith.
My name is Meredith Simpson, and I write for the Iowa Source magazine. And I've just organized a monthly reading series that's going to take place every third Thursday at Hazel Moon Cafe. And it's writing in all genres, poetry, short stories, what have you. So I just want to let you all know. Third Thursdays, Hazel Moon, probably a free will offering. And if you'd like to write something and read something, I would love for you to participate. Thank you.
What time of day?
7:30 to 9.
What day again?
Third Thursday of every month. The very first one will be January 16th.
Where?
At the Hazel Moon Cafe, which used to be called Copper Moon. It's like a half block north of Cafe Paradiso.
Across from Revelations.
Yeah, the old Fairfield Hotel building.
To people who aren't writers, can they come and listen?
Oh, yes, please. That's half the deal.
Okay,
For
good.
people to come and enjoy the works of your creative community.
Thank you, thank you. Yes.
Hi there, my name's Michael Barnard. I've been a professor at the David Lynch Graduate Film School at MUM for the last few years, and a program director for the first 2 years I was here. I want to just let everybody know that I'm doing a major project about Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, where I'm filming interviews with as many people as I can that spent time with him or studied with him or whatever. I've been doing this for the last year and a half. We've done 93 interviews so far. Fairfield's a wonderful place to do this, and the idea for this really came from me being here and interacting with all these people that come through here and live here that have had that experience. And just so that you know, I spent 7 years, I started the film department for Maharishi back in 1971, and I spent 7 years making films for him as a volunteer, basically. And then for the next almost 40 years, I was in Hollywood making movies and so forth. And I've been here for a few years, and really the genesis for this film came from being here. And so I just want to let people know about it. If you want more information, I'm happy to provide it. My email is mbarnard@mum.edu, very easy. So, thank you.
Thank you. That was Zach Ryder. He's the musical director at, the vocal director at Fairfield Public High School. And we are really going to be in for a treat because the Jazz X vocal group is singing here tonight. So they're going to come in with all their youthful energy and just and then leave. So while they're coming, I want to go into the next next thing that we're going to do and explain it. Something that we do here tonight is to give out our to award our Cultural Trust Fund mini grants. And we've have reviewed applications for the past few months about this, and what happens with that is that money for these grants comes from interest on our small cultural trust fund, which is managed by Greater Jefferson County Foundation. And we're happy to give out these funds, but limited every year to that small fund pool. So basically, the amounts given out are divided amongst all the applicants that we get. So sometimes the awards may seem small. Come on all the way up here. Okay. But they seem to always be welcome, and we'll give them out just right after these wonderful people sing. Thank you. Okay.
Angels we have heard
excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Come to Bethlehem and see him whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bending knee, Christ the Lord the newborn.
Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo. Da 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 in excelsis Deo. Angels we da 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 angels we da angels we have heard. Ya da 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 angels we have heard on high. Angels we have heard on high. Angels we have heard on high. Oh, in excelsis Deo.
First one, Sandy. We got all that. We got all that. Gotcha. Cool. Do her solo. Done. Divvying up solos. Yeah, lots of stuff going on all around town. We have basketball players gone and some people at various other events. But this is most of Jazz X. And next one has nothing to do with Christmas whatsoever, but it's virtual insanity. Basically, robots, they're taking over. And we're cool with that. Because I don't know if you've used Google, but Google's pretty dang awesome. Google's like the best thing ever. It's really, it makes my life happier, and it makes your life happier. It makes all of our lives happier. Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Change the way we live. We can always take the navigate. And now the things are changing for the worse seen.
Whoa, it's a crazy world we're living in, and I just can't see that half of us immersed in sin is all we have to get.
Whoa, future's made of us. Always seems to us. New technology.
There is no sound, 'cause we all live underground.
And I'm thinking what a mess we're in. It's hard to know where to begin. If I could slip the sickly ties that earthly man has made. And now every mother can choose the color of a child. That's not nature's way.
Well, that's what they said yesterday. There's nothing left to do but pray. I think it's time I found a new religion.
Whoa, it's so insane. Synthesize another strain. Something with twisted truth.
cheerful call. Merry Christmas to you all with a bright and cheerful call. Hi-ho, let it ring and echo ring. Hi-ho, Merry Christmas to you all. 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 Let it ring and echo ring. Hi-ho, Merry Christmas to you all. 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 Let it ring and echo ring. Let it ring and echo ring. Merry Christmas to you all.
Okay, so now let's give out some money. Yay! So this is what we're going to talk about for the Cultural Trust Fund mini grants this year, and the recipients and their projects. I'm ready. Right. If you want to say something about your project, you're welcome to for a minute or two, or you can just take the money and run. Okay. The first one is to First Friday's Art Walk for Fairfield First Fridays to purchase artworks from local artists to give away at their passport events.
So I'm Ashley Dombrowski. I'm the treasurer for the First Fridays Art Walk, and as she mentioned, we purchase small pieces of local art to hand out at the events. Usually it's a raffle drawing, so people have a chance to get to see some local art, and also a great way to share the different cultures going on here. So, and that's kind of what the First Fridays Art Walk is about. So,
Thank you. Speaking of local artists, I just popped into my brain, but see these beautiful floral pictures here are by Irene Murphy, who's sitting in the middle there. And they are for sale. So if you want to talk to her, she's the lady. The next grant we are giving out is to the Chamber Singers of Southeast Iowa. Elaine Redding.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to all the award recipients tonight who illuminate this room in a very special way. The Chamber Singers of Southeast Iowa are deeply grateful to the Fairfield Cultural Alliance for this mini grant award, which will help us to cover the expense of new risers to accommodate our expanding group in concert productions. Thank you to the committee members who supported us, to Bill Teeple, to our singers, and to our Fairfield and Southeast Iowa audiences who inspire us in our efforts to present high-quality repertoire and performances twice a year. At holiday time, we seek light within the darkness and long to hear songs of comfort, joy, peace, and delight. The Chamber Singers feel fortunate in our role to contribute to this seasonal refreshment through music. We hope that by singing and listening together, we can continue to nourish the one heart we all share. Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine. Now, the next one is for the publicity of the December 28th performance of the Southeast Iowa Blues Society. This is Steve and Melinda Arndt.
Yes, we are the current president and vice president of the Southeast Iowa Blues Society. If you like blues music, we do put on at least 3 events per year, and this is helping with the publicity for the December event, Rockin' in the Blue Year, last Saturday of December. Toronzo Cannon out of Chicago and his band. What else do you want to say?
We're also just beginning now, coming up the 10th year of our organization, so we've managed to make it through 10 years. It's gone very, very quickly. And as many have experienced, it takes a lot of people to pull organizations together to make it all work, and we're always inviting anyone in the community who's not been yet a part of our organization to please join and give us a hand if you can. But we'll continue to bring the best music that we can bring in blues musicians who travel basically the country from coast to coast. They do European tours, they travel on blues cruises and all kinds of things. So we know Fairfield loves music. It does connect us, as the mayor said, and we'll continue with that.
Right, and you can talk to either of us. We all meet once a month.
The next award is going to the Fairfield Arts and Convention Center to purchase table linen for their banquets and meetings. Everybody knows the Fairfield Arts and Convention Center quite well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. Another grant we are giving out today is to Fairfield Productions. It's to assist in the distribution of a new film ahead of their time at different locations in Jefferson County. The Sustainable Living Coalition, yes. This is to partially cover fees. They have great community-wide meetings, and they like to employ local musicians at them. So this is to help them cover the costs of paying local musicians. Who doesn't want to do that, right?
Well, thank you very much, Denise, and it's lovely to see everyone here tonight. And thank you for the Fairfield Cultural Alliance for your wonderful work. And we just feel very, very privileged to be able to be one of the organizations that holds the space for sustainability conversation. And as many of you know, many of you have been there, we do virtually monthly potluck and community discussions. And I'm very happy to say that we have a special project that is actually going to be happening this spring. We got a grant from a foundation, and Faith Reeves is going to go to the Big Island to learn all about Korean natural farming, which is a very, very different situation, very different kind of way of thinking about farming. Korea has one of the most developed farming systems, tremendous greenhouses, tremendous production of food locally. And the basis of that is just taking indigenous microorganisms, brewing them up, and creating these marvelous concoctions that make plants grow like crazy. And so Faith is going to go over there to learn about that, then she's going to bring it back here, and we're going to teach all the home gardeners and farmers and anyone who wants to know about Korean natural farming how to do it. So stay tuned.
This another small grant award goes to Wendy Steagle, to cover costs of archival prints that for an exhibition you just had over at Art 52. Oh, you're still having, it's in there. Okay, so please, here you go. And Icon Gallery for print cartridges and paper. Yes. To print promotional materials for the April-May 2020
I'll say a word or two
exhibition.
about that. We're having 3 women artists from Iowa City are coming down. Kathy Edwards, who Hazlett, that's her new last name. She was the curator of the museum, the University of Iowa Museum for many years, and she's retired now. But she does jewelry, but she also does collages. So we're going to have her and Cheryl Jacobson, who is a current teacher at the University of Iowa, and we're going to have Sue Hetzman-Sperger, who's a long-time teacher, has taught at the University of Iowa for many years, but she's retired now. So they're all coming down, and they're going to share these fun collage things that they've been doing together for us, and this is going to help for the promotion of that.
Fairfield Art Association, who's representing them today? Wendy again, okay. They're going to buy new easels for their art room because they got wooden ones that are falling apart, right?
That's correct. Thank you very much on behalf of Susan Kessel and the Fairfield Art Association. It's really nice to be able to have the support of your group, and it's well invested in helping other people that are becoming artists in the community. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Our final small grant award, mini grant, is to, through Fairfield First Fund, to Werner Elmker, the guy in the corner over there. Oh, no. It is his birthday tonight. Happy birthday, dear Werner. Happy birthday to you. So one of the main reasons that we gathered tonight is to honor the cultural achievements of our citizens. Because concerning talent, compassion, and community spirit, our community has an embarrassment of riches. And so I'm just going to go through and talk about those that have been nominated to be honored in this year. First of all, the Fairfield Ragbrai 2019 executive team, including Michael Halley, Terry Baker, Josh Larrabee, Tammy Jones, Tammy Dunbar, Afton Pedrick, Laurie Knoll, and Kevin Curran. Yay, come up. I'd like you to come up, please. July 25th, 2019, brought 10,000 cyclists, along with another 2,000 or 3,000 other support crew and vendors to our town. And in order to fill all their needs and give all these sudden visitors a welcome they would remember, this team of organizers had to structure accommodations, including camping, voluntary stays with locals, food available, bathing options and sanitation, local transportation, and providing for health and safety needs. And I saw that happen because I was volunteering on one of the buses, and we had to take a guy to the hospital because he fell off the bike. It was pretty. Yeah. And this also involved fundraising, publicity and marketing, hundreds of volunteers, food vendors, and a beverage garden, plus entertainment. So with many hours of work, we know you did it. We know you put that in. They pulled it off and did it with within their fundraising budget. So in fact, with a profit of $3,000, they distributed $1,500 among nonprofit vendors and $1,500 to the Convention and Visitors Bureau for their fund to upgrade the town kiosks. So for your months of community-minded work to make the 2019 Ragbrai event in Fairfield an unparalleled success, we honor and thank you for all your good work in our community. The Bayo Park Gallery and David Olabayo and Rena Olaniyi. Are they present? The person who nominated them is Paul here still? Yes, okay. They were nominated. In their nominator's words, I'm just going to read what he said. It was in the dark of the new fall season, so I was a little nervous as I drove alone to their wooded property along a gravel road outside of Libertyville. I was welcomed by the lovely artist couple, served hot cider, and given a moonlight tour of their 10-acre outdoor gallery. I was spellbound by the creativity of their work and the juxtaposition of their deep and simple explanation of their works and vision. So Paul, why don't you come up here and take their award? Just stand up here and take it, because you're the one that started this conversation.
If you haven't been out there, I tell you, I remember
come and talk about it.
Year,
seeing their advertisement in the paper and being really, I'm not an artist, being really intrigued by it, and I missed it. And this year I saw it, and I tried to convince my family to go. And nobody was really interested because, you know, they're all tired from the end of the day. And I thought, I'm going to go out there, and it's dark. It was just like that. It was absolutely marvelous. A sweet couple, they've got 2 little kids. They have, what did I say, 7 acres?
10, you said.
10 acres in the woods where she does jewelry, he builds things out there. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. At least it wasn't the dark. Who knows what else in the daytime. But
they open a little, like a few weekends or something? Yeah.
Well, I don't, you know, I'm going to bring this out to them and ask them about
back.
this. What's that?
Report back.
I'll report back to the team. So, on behalf of these beautiful folks I just met, and I'll go meet them again, I really highly recommend you looking at Bayo Gallery, see what you can
Bayo
find.
Gallery. Kesrith is an artist known for his portraits, and in his nominator's words, from his portrait gallery show of the Pillars of Fairfield, which brought many people together in appreciation, to his creation of workshops for the community and people coming from elsewhere, such as at the Power Wagon event, Kes has been such an inspirational addition to the Fairfield art community. So for your community-minded artistic work exhibited in your portrait gallery show, Pillars of Fairfield, and your educational workshops, we honor and thank you for your good work in our community.
Appreciate it. So I just want to thank everyone who came out to all the shows this year, the people who were in my shows, 2 of them sitting right in front of me, and people who attended all the demos at Somm Wines, as well as my last one at the Arts and Convention Center last Friday. It's been wonderful being a part of your town and being able to explore and share some of the artistic events and community. And I just thank you very much for this. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
In the nominator's words, he says, I'd like to nominate Icon for the FCA's 2019 Cultural Contribution Awards because of 2 major contributions Icon made to Fairfield's cultural life this year. Fairfield Collects was an eye-opening exhibition with the work of so many well-known artists, from Renoir and George Inness to Salvador Dali and Andy Warhol. It was the most popular and most talked about exhibition in Icon's history and possibly in the history of Fairfield. It made a deep impression on me. I came back to see it like 3 times. The Hudson Collection brought an exceptional collection of tantric art to Fairfield. Many of the pieces had been selected for exhibition at the Venice Biennale. Through the extraordinary efforts of Bill Teeple and David Hansen, this remarkable group of paintings is now part of Icon's permanent collection and is on permanent display in Icon's mezzanine. In addition to the exhibitions themselves, this year shows how important it has been for Bill Teeple and Icon's volunteers and supporters to have persisted for so many years to keep broadening the horizons of all of us here in Fairfield. It hasn't been an easy task, and the support of the FCA has I'm sorry, you didn't have to hear that part, but I can't personally say enough about Icon Gallery. You were the keystone to Fairfield First Friday's Art Walk. I mean, it started there. I remember when you were up there in the gallery. Oh, those stairs were murderous. But it was packed with people, First Friday. And it was, it started something huge, and that was what, 20-some years ago? What? Yeah. So, the 2019 Fairfield Cultural Achievement Award goes to Icon Gallery and Bill Teeple. Werner, please come out from behind your camera and come up here. I don't know who's going to take pictures of you. So, In his nominator's words, Werner deserves a nomination for his tireless work documenting Fairfield's art and culture. For over a decade, if anything was happening in town, you could just about count on Werner Elmker to be there, capturing it in beautiful artistic images. He's always been generous in allowing these images to grace all manner of publicity for our town in both print and digital media. And we've come to count on him to be one of our town's main documentarians. Besides sharing his photographic talents, he also shares with us his artistic talents as a pianist and composer several times a year in concerts. We hope he continues his work for many years to come, and for this reason, the Fairfield Cultural Alliance presents its 2019 Legacy Award to Werner Elmker.
What's a surprise? Thank you. I love Fairfield. There's a reason why I'm here. I'm not in Denmark. Even though Denmark is a really, really cool place. Fairfield, hands down, much better. So.
You've heard the term Fairfield First a couple of times already in our, that just means that Fairfield First and Bert and Diane Chanowski are supporting arts and culture in Fairfield in a big way, and their foundation has the opportunity to give out a couple of awards tonight too. This is Bert.
Bill's disappeared in the back, but a shout out to Bill because there wouldn't be a Fairfield Cultural Alliance without Bill. It started around my dining room table. The first meeting we ever had, $25,000 changed hands between different organizations in Fairfield. And I thought, this was a great idea. And the legacy of this organization has grown and grown and grown with the incredible leadership of Denise and Connie and others. And one of the programs that the Fairfield First Foundation supports in Fairfield is the Fairfield Cultural Alliance. We also gave out awards or grants this year to Fairfield Muse. Everybody know what Fairfield Muse is? Yes. Supporting music at Cafe Paradiso, one of our one of the greatest music venues I've ever been in. And also for networking and mentoring programs for Fairfield CoLab. Over the years, we have created this category of awards called the Fairfield First Award, and it's given to businesses that support the local living economy and individuals who are stellar social and civic entrepreneurs. And in the past, we've given awards to Radiance Dairy, Revelations, everybody, Cafe Paradiso, just to name a few. This year, we're giving out 3 awards. It's been such a great year in terms of accomplishments in Fairfield. And the first award I'm going to give is to 2 ladies who intersected in a very interesting way and created funding for the playground equipment at Howard Park. And that's Emily Matlin and Laurie Stokes. And I just wanted to say, I learned just a little bit about this story today. It wasn't like they 2 got together. They didn't know each other. And they both went to the Park and Rec and said, hey, what about doing a program at Howard Park and developing some playground equipment? And the Park and Rec said, well, somebody else came in and was saying the same thing. Maybe you 2 could get together. And I can't think of 2 better people, align their, what I call asset quilting, align their thoughts, put their resources together, and raised how much? $35,000 or close to that? Yeah. Come on up and get your award. You want to say something?
I don't know if it's going to make any sense. I just want to say thank you to everybody who participated in this project. When you see something that bugs you, it was like, you know, this is my first project like this, and I have to say I'm looking forward to exploring new projects. I'm very much interested in helping kids, educationally, anything. So I've opened a new door for myself. I'm really excited about that. I don't know what it means, but if anybody has ideas along the way, I would love to hear about them. Kids are, obviously I have a 5-year-old, so that's my passion. Yeah, Laurie is awesome. If you guys ever want to get anything done, you call Laurie Stokes. She is on fire. And she doesn't even live here, but she visits because her dad lives here. But she's incredible. So she and I both really appreciate this, and thank you. Thank you very
We also have a award for Laurie, but we'll get that to her. We'll send it in by email. Just okay. The next person is really stellar in this community. And there's one thing that I've thought about for the last 10 years or so. And it's an issue in Fairfield that not too many people talk about. And that is the number of kids growing up in poverty, food insecurity. And there's a lady here tonight we're going to give an award to who's raised so much money for school lunch programs, different nonprofits for kids to go to camp, and she feeds them every week through Divine Star Charities, and that's Faju Murthy. Come on.
I would like to thank all my volunteers who came every month to support this project. Thank you so much.
Well, we did it again. This is the 14th time. And I look out and I see so many leaders in this room and people, budding leaders. So step up, talk to people here. If you want to take part, we need you. And just from our point of view, the Fairfield Cultural Alliance point of view, by joining with us, we can do this and a lot more again next year. Thanks everybody for coming.